Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to my fellow Liberians, Africans, Americans. I want to send this video out more specifically to our Western panel. I left the Facebook media for a very long time, but I want to come back because of certain issues that we have within our Liberian society, and I want to address this to Washington DC on behalf of the Liberian people and speaking my mind as a Liberian American. It is obvious that we the Africans, if something is growing or when it's starting in the lower English, something is beginning or starting, we don't care about it, but we want to wait to only explain the bad side of what happened to our people. And who am I referring to right now, sitting in my office? I'm referring to our Liberian media, especially to the Spoon TV institutions, to my fellow governors and representatives and Washington DC officials, that if anything happened in our country, Liberia, I want for the American to, they themselves, to do the investigation before taking any actions. I'm one of those that always speak on educations about youth attitude and behavior towards their country in whatever circumstances. I provide higher educations, motivations, and reality of life to my fellow Liberian youth in Liberia on multiple platforms. I never take side. I never blame anybody about situations. My focus is only to educate our youth on issues that will bring disasters or chaos or catastrophe. And I grow that habit, and I even educated most of the Liberian patriarch, call themselves patriarch, or advocates, or whatever they call themselves. I said the better that we can do to our country is to what? To grab the ground root of the issue. We should not provoke the issue continuously, and when it happens, then we want to blame other people. It is our right, it is our privilege to educate our own Liberian people on elections, on humanity, on kindness, on politics. As I say, if Washington DC, if you guys can watch common people like us, I have many videos that is proving I'm a Socrates, that I always advise people not to what? Interfere your life or exchange your life with anybody. Of course, you have your right, but not the right to take your own life. Election is just common. It does not require noise. It does not require fighting. It does not require anything. You keep your mouth shut and keep in your mind who you want to vote for. And when the time comes, you go to the poll, you vote. But the sinking, yelling, jubilating on the street and doing all type of things, hitting at one another, cursing one another, saying all kind of lies, accusing people falsely. These are the tension in elections. But our Africans, they are very, very hard to understand. And I feel for the people in Lofa today to hear such a destruction to take place. And I'm in solidarity with the family that loses their children or whoever. But I want for Liberians to know today that we are not doing good to our people, especially to the institutions of Spoon TV in Liberia. I'm speaking to the American in Washington, D.C. This is Mr. David Cochrane. Spoon TV should be investigated on issues of provoking chaos in our country. Even if anybody come on Spoon TV, we have Prince Johnson, we have the late, the former vice presidents. Based on these words, these strong analysis they made, and those children, they are children, the youth in Liberia, they have never traveled. They are not like us. We've been in America. We have seen voting. We have the minds. We know the right and wrong. Those African people, they are people that you don't put words in their ear. If they hear their leader say go or I will do this, they react more than the leader does. So these are some of the issues. There are people in Liberia been speaking on the election, that if the election is like this, is like that, this is what will happen. These are the things that the people in the villages, they have their own cell phone, they have their own radio, and they hear those leader voice speaking out about destruction, about taking actions in the election, and all these things. When they hear it tune up their brain, and they take some of the action, and tomorrow when it comes by, the same institution of Spoon TV want to take it to be like they don't know about it. They embrace it. Though they are the one that invited people on Spoon TV, and they embrace their destructive idea. They are what? They are threat. They what? They accepted their threat, and they send those threat to every 30. I don't know how many stations does Spoon TV have in Liberia. They share those threatening messages on the radio, on the phone, on social media. So if those things happen now, if those children are in the village, if those voters understand these things and having to what? To react to it, then they are the same institution called Spoon TV will come and start digging up this guy is a cause, is a that. So I'm speaking to Washington D.C. Whatever information that have reached Washington D.C. about Tomo Fala, about who is doing this, about I know that Washington D.C. they have intelligent investigators. American, I believe in you and I trust in you. I'm sending my voice that these allegations, those messages that Spoon TV and her crew are trying to link out there to Washington D.C., to whatever station or whatever organization, to the OAU, to the ECWA and the international community, including Washington D.C., you guys should carry on your own investigation team in Liberia to verify and clarify those information before you guys take action. I am a Liberian. I live among them. That is why I do not tolerate people provoking what? Provoking destruction in the country. And my platform as a Liberian motivator, professional motivator, a lifestyle developer, I believe to train the minds. You know, as Sparta believe, say, well, you should train both the mind and the soul. And Liberians, it is our responsibility to train the minds of our people, not to take side, or not to provoke, or not to accept anybody that will bring threatening remark into our country or into our institution. We accept it, we embrace it. When time comes, when action takes place, then we want to target the lives of other people, of other good people, or target other people, and we want to run that propaganda because we have Washington DC, or because we have the international community, or because we have the ECWA in Africa, because we have those people. You yourself, you can do your job. I'm telling people, if I've been so critical to have a sponsor from Washington DC to say, David, we want you to go to Liberia and tell the youth about election, how they should take care of themselves, how they should leave violence, how they should approach, how they should involve in activities. I can take 6 months to carry that campaign in Liberia, and I believe Liberia youth, they will understand me. But the institution that we have in Liberia, it is a chaotic institution. Most especially Spoon TV, the CEO, Mr. Spencer Witherspoon, he's problematic. He's not a good picture. He's not a good panelist, and they are the one that causing those troubles in our country. And I want to say that in this video, I want for Washington DC to watch me. I'm speaking with my clear lip and my clear mind as as sons of Liberia. Even those have been established in America, but I know my people. My people, they are the people, they hate the voice of the leader. When they hear the voice of the leader speaking regularly or talking about violence, they enter into it, and it becomes worse. Everything that begins today, it is the voice of the opposition based on the election reactions. The voice is sent on television, their press conferences, the threatening remark, they using it is the one that uplifting those violence in those little community in the counties in our country, Liberia. Washington DC, Washington DC, Washington DC, Washington DC, full time. I want you guys to take precautionary, precaution in addressing those issues concerning our country, Liberia. I want to say that the institution called the Spoon TV in Liberia, it has a lot of work to do for us. They have the work to educate our youth. They have the work to see into it that they run a campaign of peace in Liberia as a television, as an institution that means good for our people, that does not want for chaos to take place in Liberia, that want peace and stability in our country. I believe that they have the tools, they have the opportunity to use it, but they are not using it. They are embracing people with violence, with lot of remark that are too annoying, or that are rooting out what we call provoking people or aggravating the minds of our citizens in Liberia. So these are the results we're having in Lofa, Washington DC. These are the results. I need you guys to carry on thoroughly a good investigation before writing any statement or any judgment against any leader or representative in Liberia. And I'm speaking from America. I am a born citizen of Liberia. I want for this video to go viral, and I mean it. And for me, I do not believe in the institution of Spoon radio station in Liberia as a peaceful, as a neutral institution. A radio station should be a neutral institution that help the democracy process, that help citizens to understand their right and to do better, so that the peace and the stability will be good for our country. But I believe that Spoon TV and his panelists patriarchal people, they are the one that embracing those remarks. They are the one that embracing the what? The insecurity of our country. They have people on their TV station threatening, making threatening remarks about the election, that if they don't win, this will happen, and they don't win, and those people that are in those villages, they are immature politically. They are immature. So when they hear the voice of the leader, they react on their action or their voice. So these are the things that are happening in our country. I do not want to go far, but I want for the message to reach Washington, D.C. As a Liberian American and a citizen of this country. I want for Washington, D.C. to what? To respect my voice. And as a citizen of this country, I want for Washington, D.C. to thoroughly follow me on some of the issues, on some of the video that have been put out there on my education on Liberian youth. I even speak to one of I talk about one of our smart students called one of the Liberian students. Most of our students in Liberia, they are good. They can be a help for our government, but they don't know how to use their education. Some of them today, they are running away from the country. It don't have to be like that. If you are a citizen of that country, like Martin Colley, one of the guy they call Martin Colley, he left the country because he don't know how to use his education. He has been fooled by people, and he don't know his role to play as an educator. These are the result of children. They are provoking themselves. We have one of the ANC general, how do you call him? Bring your name, man. The former general for chief of staff for Alexander Comey. He went in Liberia. He didn't sit down. He put himself in a lot of stuff. He fled away again from Sierra Leone. And these are the problems that Washington, D.C. we need to educate our youth in Liberia. They learn their book. They go to school. It is their country. They have to stay there and serve the country. But because of of their reckless statement and their disgruntledness, they are all living in fear, and they are running away from the country. If I am an American citizen, if I go to school, if I deserve to work in the government, I will work. I will not run away. I will make sure I know what to say. I know my rules. I know my constitution, and I will not do something to provoke the fear or to disturb the peace of America. I have to stay on my lane. I should not cross the boundary. Many of our African leaders today, our students in Africa, they always cross the political boundaries when it comes to their education. So we need to take these things into consideration. These are the things that are harming our country. So this is Mr. Kokkrati David. I am speaking to Washington, D.C. There are Spoon Talk over there. They are up on their show. They are linking out. They are doing their own investigation. They are concluding. They are sending messages to ECWA, to OAU, to international community, and whatever. I want for international community, ECWA, Washington, D.C., the warehouse, to do their tough investigation before coming out to any conclusion. We are the one. We are the citizen. We are the advocate. We are the motivator of Liberia. And we always want to motivate our people to stay on their peaceful track, and we educate them. But Spoon TV, it is the one that provoking, that accepting people with threatening remark on their stations, and they spread those messages all over the country, Liberia. And I believe that these are the messages today that those children in the village, the opposition, they are listening to, and they are raising those tension in our country. Thank you, Washington, D.C. I will see you on the next episode. God bless you all. God bless America, and God bless Mama Liberia. Thank you. Bye-bye.